Hi, what's going on everybody? In my last video I was drawing with a self-made dip pen, which is basically just a stick that I sharpened to a pointy tip. But now I thought it's time to upgrade, and I'm upgrading to this plastic ballpoint pen. So yeah, let's see what I can do with that. I didn't really know what I was going to draw or what I was going to sketch, but while I was browsing Reddit again, I discovered a subreddit for bird photography. Something I'm, actually not really that into, but I discovered they have some great pictures and some great reference, so I, decided to just draw some birds. Now, of course, this is not the first drawing that I do that is inspired by Reddit. In fact, I did a drawing of a sea spider. If you're interested in that, it's linked in the upper right corner. Now, the first drawing that I'm doing here is a portrait of a bird. It's just to get warm and to adjust to this to the paper and this new ballpoint pen. I think it's some cheap plastic 5-cent Bic or Schneider, I'm not sure, but I think it's a Bic. It's definitely a really cheap ballpoint pen, and just to kind of get used again to drawing fur and feathers and making the form look three-dimensional, rendering it to make it 3D looking. First of all, just drawing the texture and the proportions flat on the surface, and then I start to render it. However, the first drawing is not going to be that defined. As you can see, it's just to get warm and to adjust myself a little bit to everything. Yeah, but in the end I think it went quite well. Now, going in for the second drawing, which is going to be a little bit more sketchy at first. And I really like the look of the first bird that I was drawing here, just this portrait, because this thing has like a really long and pointy peak. It kind of reminds me of one of these medieval plague doctors that you that you see everywhere. It's kind of fitting for the current situation. Although I think that the plague doctor's mask is actually rendered after a crow. I'm not sure. A crow, a raven, whatever. Isn't it the same thing? I do not know. I'm not a bird expert. Also, this is a disclaimer. I do not know anything about the bird species I'm drawing. I don't know a lot about their biology and whatever. It's just to get a feeling for the anatomy. Because birds have a cool anatomy with the wings, their claws, their beaks, and especially the wings, and I'm into fantasy. I like to draw some science fiction or fantasy stuff as well, and so these drawings, they help me to get a feeling for these things that you might use in fantasy drawings. And yeah, that's really useful, just like in this drawing that I did a while back. Which of course, required me to kind of study and practice horse anatomy as well as, the human torso to realize, your ideas. I've talked about reference and how to use it, and, to take different reference pictures and put them together to create one drawing to realize your idea. I talked about that in another video. I showed you that in another video. It's also linked in the upper right corner, so if you're interested, check that out. And also, if you want to see some of my drawings that I might not make a video about, that I might not post here on YouTube, I do a lot of crazy stuff on my Instagram. There are many drawings that I did way before I even had a YouTube channel, way before I even, started or considered making videos about art. So there is a lot of stuff on my Instagram A lot of old stuff, but a lot of good stuff that got me started. So check that out. I have a link down in the description, and you can also see my Instagram name on the bottom left corner. Also, my Redbubble is also linked in the description, so if you like some of my drawings and you might want to, you know, put them up on your wall, you can purchase some posters there. Now, the paper in this sketchbook was kind of problematic. It's not really a sketchbook, it's a notebook, and it's just to, you know, take some notes in, to write in. I got it a while back for school, and you know, the paper is so thin and so cheap. I mean, everything that I did here with this ballpoint pen, and occasionally I like to press down on the paper a little bit harder than I should, but you know, with a ballpoint pen like this, it doesn't really you know, give off a lot of ink. I had to press a little bit harder occasionally, and you could see everything on the next page. I mean, the ink didn't bleed through, but definitely, you know, the pressure, it left some imprints on the next page. And you know, just a really cheap notebook, but I really don't have no other use for it. Really, you can't really use the paper for drawing because it's so cheap. It doesn't hold graphite, it doesn't hold ink. It, you know, basically you can't really do a lot with it. I don't even use it for writing, but maybe I will in the future use it for some writing practice with, you know, just a cheap fountain pen like my Pelican Twist. Also a great fountain pen, a great beginner's fountain pen, really affordable but extremely effective. I did a review about that, you can also check that out. But yeah, that's about it for these drawings. Some great exercise, you know, really quick, just with a ballpoint pen. I do stuff like this quite often, you know, just to get a better feeling for everything. Also with no with no pencil, because obviously you can't erase ballpoint pen. So you know, also training your eye, you know, your hand-eye coordination, and you know, your brain to think really before you draw and make sure you do the right thing. You have the right proportions and everything. So great exercise to draw with something you can't erase, to make sure you have to get it right at the first time. Yeah, that's about it. Check out my other stuff on my channel. My Redbubble and Instagram is linked in the description below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you next time, okay? Bye.